Just like the inner classes, anonymous class can also be used for writing a more concise code. And it also enables better abstraction, just like inner classes. The anonymous class declaration is a little bit different than how we declare inner classes. Anonymous classes are more like inner classes, except that they do not have any name. And we can use them if we need to use a local class only once. So for anonymous class, the class declaration is more like an expression. So to demonstrate that, let me create a new class and let me name it as anon parent. So it's a parent class for the anonymous class, and we'll keep it as class. And for anonymous classes, we would need some sort of type based on which we'll create the anonymous class. So for that, let us create an interface. And let's say the interface name is printer. And the interface has a method void print. Now let's say the parent class has a method called public void print main. Now here is where inside of this print main method we can create the anonymous class. And for creating the anonymous class, we are going to use the interface, which is printer, define a variable, and then what we can do is we can use the new keyword and say printer, which is the interface. And just like the constructor, we open the bracket and close it. And then this is where we are going to give the body of the printer. Now, given that the printer interface has a print void method, so first what we can do is we can create a public void print. And then inside this print method, we can just have system.out.println. And here for the print, we can say hello from anonymous class. And after we finish declaring the class, we have to give a semicolon. So as you can see here, for an anonymous class, the declaration and the implementation of the class is in the same line. And it is more like an expression. Now here what we can do is we can use printer dot print. Now if we go back to the main class, and here we create the new instance of anon parent, and let's name it as anon parent. And then if we do anon parent dot print main, now this should first create the printer anonymous class, which will have the implementation of print. And then here it should invoke the print and it should print out this message. So if we say first we compile, and then if we go ahead and run, you can see it is printing out hello from anonymous class. Here is also another important and interesting thing to notice, that when we compiled, it has created a printer class, which is an anonymous class right here. So this compilation actually created a anonprinter.dollar printer class, which is part of this particular interface declaration that we have done. Just like the inner classes, anonymous class can access member variable defined at the parent class. So if we have int count equal to 10, we will be able to access the count here. So again, if we compile and run, we should see the count here. And we can see the count 10 showing up here. And just like the inner classes, if we declare an int count at this level, now this count, which is part of the anonymous class, is going to shadow the count here. So at this point, if we compile and run, we are going to see 20 instead of 10 as a part of the count value. And you can see we see 20. So there is a lot of feature of inner classes which are inherited by anonymous class as well. Now anonymous class can have its method, it can have variable, it can also have inner classes. So here also we can have class, and here we can have a method declared public void do something, and we can do system.out.println. And I'm not printing anything, but this is to show that we can have an inner class inside of an anonymous class. And at this point, we can also have our inner class is equal to new inner class, and we can access the inner class dot do something here. And if we compile and run, we should see the null getting printed as a part of the inner class, and we can see that that's getting printed. So anonymous class has a lot of feature of inner class itself. The beauty here is class declaration and object creation is in the same location. And as I mentioned earlier, given that the object creation and class declaration is the same place, it can be accessed only from the scope where it is created. So if we have another method here, public void, let's say calculate. I'm running out of method name, but let's say calculate. Now here, we don't have access to printer. But what we can do is we can definitely get the printer out of here and declare it as a class level variable now. Now once we do that, we have access to printer for both the method. So printer can be declared as a class level, or it can be declared inside of a method, and it will be accessed for the scope where it is declared. So in most cases, it would make sense to declare it as a class level and access it across multiple methods. So that is at a high level what anonymous classes are. And anonymous classes are going to be super useful when we go and start using lambdas. So this is a concept we have to know before we go and start working on lambda. So that is all I wanted to cover for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel and you think you are getting value out of this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching this video.